Time now 6:38. Cable, electricity, and gas. If you want any of these things, you have to pay for them. But what if you use the service and then never received a bill for them? Would you call the company to ask what you owe, and how many times would you call?
This is the same dilemma some Houston Water customers are having this morning. While many of you are feeling drained, stuck with exorbitant bills, investigative reporter Amy Davis has discovered there are many customers the city isn't charging at all for water.
When you tried to tell them, or when you did tell them, hey, you're only charging me base service fees, what did they do? What did they say?
Oh, we'll send somebody out to the meter. We'll send somebody out. We'll send somebody out. We'll send somebody out.
For 2.5 years, he has paid the same amount on his City of Houston water bill, about $31.99. That's the city's basic service fee for water and sewer. The city hasn't charged him anything for the actual water usage for he and his family. And several of his neighbors are experiencing the same thing. When he first told me about this, I immediately asked him for an interview. But now he's concerned, worried that if he's too vocal, too public about it, he'll be the one to pay for the city's error. What is your worst fear?
I'm going to get a $40,000 water bill. I'm literally waiting to open my water bill and it'd be like, oh, sorry, here's a $40,000 water bill.
That explains why we let this man tell his story anonymously. The voice you hear is actually one of our KPRC2 employees. Because his inaccurate bills aren't draining him, they're draining the rest of us who are paying higher bills. And it's not like the city doesn't know. He says a public works employee came out to check his and his neighbors' meters after several phone calls, but that still didn't change their bills. Do you have any idea why you would be so under the radar?
No clue. I thought it was because of maybe new construction, but now that it's been happening to people that are in these houses that have been built in the 60s and 70s, no clue.
We asked Public Works how many accounts it is billing for no water usage, just those basic water and sewer fees. And once the city figures out its years-long error, how far back can it go to collect?
I mean, I'm getting a service from you. I owe you money for it, so let me charge me for what I'm using, but don't make me fight to pay you. We all want to pay our fair share, but now it's to the point where well, if you don't care, why should I care?
What does that tell you about the Houston Water Department?
They're either making too much money or somebody's they don't care.
So Public Works told me that it checked their system and found about 37,500 accounts billed only for basic service for 6 months or more. The city ordinance that stipulates they can charge you for usage it failed to bill you says that they can go back up to 24 months in the past. But Public Works says right now they're only back billing for 3 months. That is what they are calling the current policy. Now, if your bill is only $30 to $40 every month, you really need to check it and look to see how many gallons of water you're actually paying for. If it's zero, that can cause big problems down the road when the city finally does catch up.
Oh boy.
For now, it'll be maybe 3 months worth of problems, but maybe 24 months worth of problems.
I mean, the code says 24 months, and they're like, oh, yeah, so.
Something else to argue about if it happens to you.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be nervous too if we had a zero water usage.
And that the city let it go on and on and on and on. Yeah.
Oh boy. All
Right.
right.
Just
Amy,
another
thank you.
problem.
Just
Thanks.
another issue.